This is a Semantic Link Labs function that can detect if a report is broken. So as you can see here, it says a page filter is missing from the underlying data set. Let's go look at this report and see if that's true. Look, it is. And this is Semantic Link Labs having just run Best Practice Analyzer against a semantic model. As you can see, it found a ton of stuff that I need to go fix before this report is ready to be deployed into a production environment. Now, tests like these are incredibly valuable. They help to keep a certain level of quality and performance in your existing Power BI production environment. But ideally, you want to run them automatically. Every single time you try to deploy a report from a test environment or a test workspace into production, you want these tests kicking off and letting you know if there's anything you need to fix. And the Power BI standard deployment pipeline doesn't exactly give you an opportunity to run these. Let me show you why. So here we are back in my Power BI environment. If I click right here and then go to deployment pipelines, you'll see I've set up a test pipeline. Now, this test pipeline deploys from my demo workspace, which is set up as the development workspace, to my production workspace, which is set up as my demo 2 workspace. However, I don't actually have a way to schedule and put these tests in between this deployment as kind of like a deployment gate, because ideally I would want these tests to be running right here in between development and production and failing the deployment if any of the tests fail. But there is a compromise here. With Semantic Link Labs, you can trigger one of these basic Power BI deployment pipelines using Python, which means that you can put some of these tests in Python code and, actually call the deployment if the Python code succeeds. However, this does have its own problems. Let me show you what I mean. So here I am using the Semantic Link Labs deploy stage content from this test pipeline. So I'm going to deploy a semantic model from development here to production. And you can see how I'm doing that in this notebook, right? So I've got some variables here, and I'm going to deploy the semantic model card UDF. Here's the code that does it. And if I go ahead and I run it, what you'll see is that it will eventually deploy out this model. Now I can, for example, here with just this if statement right here where I say run deployment true, and then this if statement in here, limit this to run if, for example, a function evaluates to true or false. So going back to those examples I showed at the beginning of the video where I tested if a report was broken or if it passed BPA rules, right? You could theoretically write some Python that would evaluate true or false, and it wouldn't deploy if the test failed. The problem with this, though, is that as you can see here, I have to have some very specific Python code, and then I have to be constantly updating Python variables depending on which item I want to deploy, when, and where. Which then brings us to kind of our third and our most complex option that we have, which is to use an actual hardcore pipeline tool. So for example, Azure DevOps, you could do a setup like this, where you create an Azure DevOps project for your Power BI and Microsoft Fabric items. You go over here into project settings, go down over here into service connections, then click new service connection, Azure Resource Manager, create a workload identity, then take that workload identity, which is right here, and find it in Azure under app registrations, then go down over here to manage certificates or API permissions right here. Add the API permission for it to notebook execute all and notebook read write all as delegated permission types. Then take this managed identity right here and add it into a Active Directory group, at which point you can then take that Active Directory group and grant it access to call Fabric APIs, and then also add that Active Directory group as a member into the workspace, at which point you can now trigger notebooks from your Azure DevOps repo project right here, which then means that what you can do is in the repo, you can add this Python file, which by the way, I'll go ahead and add, and this pipeline YAML file where you're passing the Fabric workspace that contains a Fabric notebook that you want to run, and then configure that as a deployment pipeline, which is then run whenever you want to push an item from Git, right? So for example, you could auto trigger this pipeline when a Git command is made. And what it would do is it would run and it would acquire an agent, configure everything, and then start to deploy, which if we go back, we should see start to happen here. Right, it's going to start to deploy. Anyway, it would deploy out and it would then run the notebook that I passed it, which is this hello world notebook, which essentially takes an input variable and then returns either a true or a false if the input variable matches the variable right here. And if not, I would auto fail the notebook, which would then auto fail the pipeline. So for example, right here, right, if this notebook failed, right, it would auto fail the deployment pipeline. So now if you're still with me after that long explanation, what you probably have realized is running these tests is complex. And the solution that I'm about to show you and that I was fiddling, or I should say vibe coding this weekend, is one that hopefully makes it significantly less so. But first, before I show you that, if you've enjoyed this video and you've made it 5 minutes in, do me a favor and go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and subscribe because it really helps the channel grow. All right, so now let's jump into this new thing that I built, or I should say I vibed. And that I hope maybe can be brought into Semantic Link Labs in some way on its own. So it is Microsoft Fabric Notebook based, but it uses HTML and JavaScript to launch a widget, which is why this is so dramatic. Now, if this was eventually integrated into Semantic Link Labs, right, you wouldn't see all of this. But let's go ahead, let's give this a run, and then let's be right back once the widget is turned on and is ready to go. And here we are. Here it is, fully booted up. So it uses the Semantic Link Labs deploy item functionality to essentially build a front end for our easy peasy, Microsoft Power BI based pipeline. However, it then has test functionality and you can choose to run these tests. So first you can choose what type of item you want to deploy. So let's just say we wanted to deploy a semantic model, right? You can then search the items or select a given semantic model that you want to move from one stage. In this case, right, this pipeline only has one stage and that's development to production. You can select it, and then you can select from a variety of tests that you want to run. So for example, I've got a test here called my model has measures. I can go ahead, I can hit run, it will run the tests, and then it'll let me know if it passes. Alternatively, I can just simply hit this deploy button and it will run any test that I have selected, right? So for example, I can go ahead and I can run this right here, and it will deploy with the test that I have selected. And so as you can see, it's spinning, it's thinking, there we go, and it just went ahead and deployed. Now, what's really fun about this is you can configure different tests for different item types. So for example, we have a test here called notebook compiles, or for a report, right? I can go ahead and select these tests for a report. Or for a lake house, right, I can select a lake house has tables, and these tests are defined right up here as Python functions, right, where you essentially define a path that they work for, and they just kind of can exist as Python functions that you can choose to either apply or to not apply when you deploy a model. You then simply can pass these as, some JSON as a custom test and then run the deploy pipeline widget, which by the way does have kind of a janky dark mode, and then get to this functioning widget. So I will link all of the Microsoft Fabric notebooks that you saw me use throughout this video down below in the video description for you to download and play with and check out. However, you've reached the end of this video, which means you probably enjoyed it. So if you did, go on follow, give this video a thumbs up. It means a lot. All right, I'll catch you in the next one.